But be that as it may, so I'm going to simply jump to the conclusion and make one point about cognitive domination and try to define what it means. So cognitive domination simply means that those who colonize us, the white settler colonizers, or the white settler minority, has given unto itself the responsibility to craft concepts and categories with which we think about our own reality. So even to think about our own misery of being colonized, we have to turn to concepts and categories that have been given to us by the same settler colonial minority. And there's no better way of demonstrating this than returning you for the last time to Lord Hayle's, or rather taking you differently to a different study this time around. In 1929, coincidentally, Jan Smuts was the Prime Minister of South Africa, lost elections in 1924 when Herzog won. Jan Smuts in 1929 got invited to deliver the Rhodes Memorial Lectures at Oxford University. Now his object in those memorial lectures was the native question. He was called upon to answer the native question. Simply, the question was how best to dominate the native. In trying to answer the question, Jan Smuts said, well, there is something that you must do before you legislate. You do not just rush into legislating. First, you must understand the psychology of those and the character of those that you are going to be legislating for. As he says, and I quote, one does not begin by laying down laws good in themselves, but by investigating the fitness of the people for which they are destined to receive them. So Jan Smuts' point to his audience, to his erudite audience at Oxford, was that he can't just tell them what the laws that need to be passed in order to govern the natives are, but he says, first you must understand the fitness, you must investigate the fitness of those for which the laws are meant to receive them. And so he expends a lot of ink outlining the character of the native. And this is how he writes about the native. And I want to quote him, and that's where I would end. The Negro and the Negroid Bantu form a distinct human type. This type has some wonderful characteristics. It has largely remained a child type, with a child psychology and outlook. A childlike human cannot be a bad human. For are we not in spiritual matters bidden to be like unto little children? Perhaps as a direct result of this temperament, the African is the only happy human I've come across. No other race is so easily satisfied, so good-tempered, so carefree. If this had not been the case, it could scarcely have survived the intolerable evils which have weighed on it like a nightmare through the ages. A race which could survive the immemorial practice of the slave trader and preserve its inherent simplicity and sweetness of disposition must have some very fine moral qualities. The African easily forgets past troubles. This happy-go-lucky disposition is a great asset, but it has also its drawbacks. There is no inward incentive to improvement. There is no persistent effort in construction, and there is complete absorption in the present, its joys and sorrows. Wine, women, and song in their African forms. So even wine and women have their own African forms. Wine, women, and song in their African forms remain the great consolations of life. These children of nature have not the inner toughness and persistence of the European, nor those social and moral incentives to progress. It is clear that a race so unique and so different in its mentality and cultures from those of Europe requires a policy very unlike that which suits Europeans. This is Jan Smuts. Cognitive domination manifests itself in the fact that present-day University of Cape Town has a hall of residence named Jan Smuts Hall. It is not uncommon to find at UCT young black intellectuals, young students, wearing t-shirts or sweaters written Jan Smuts Hall. How would a person venerate or memorialize someone who thought so lowly about himself or herself? Thank you very much.
Ey'nsukwini ezedlule ukuze kulunge inkinga esinazo eSouth Africa kufuneka kuguquke i-mindset yabantu base-South Africa ikakhulukazi abayibale njengelami. Kufuneka siguqule indlela yokucabanga, siguqule indlela esibuka ngayo impilo, nesibuka ngayo izinto, nesibuka ngayo umhlaba. Ngoba kunje laba ababecindezela okhokho bethu, abacindezela lelizwe, bafike babafunda abantu ukuthi bangabantu abanjani. Kule video qeda kuyizwa kaDr. Lwazile Ushaba wayikhuluma eUNISA. Le video yapostwa ubaba uNhlanhla Mtaka weBayede News ngo-2020 uqala kwami ukuyibona. Angiyazi ukuthi wayekhuluma nini le nkulumo, mhlambe ngawo 2020 noma 2019 anginalwazi. Kodwa izinto ezibalekile ayishoyo ezasho uJan Smart ngo-1929 uma bembuza ukuthi yiphi indlela esingenza ngayo njengoba wena usebenzile nabantu abamnyama ukuze sibadominate, ukuze sikwazi ukubanqoba. Uchaza into ezibalekile uJan Smart ngathi ekufuneka ukuthi sizibuke thina ngaphambi asikhomba omunye umuntu, sizibuke thina. Uthi uJan Smart mayikhuluma ngathi,
the African is the only happy human I've come across. No other race is so easily satisfied, so good-tempered, so carefree.
Uyaqhubeka uthi
There is no inward incentive to improvement. There is no persistent effort in construction, and there is complete absorption in the present, its joys and sorrows. These children of nature have not the inner toughness and persistence of the European, nor those social and moral incentives to progress.
qinisweni lelonke uthi uJan Smart thina we are easily satisfied ngoba siphilele manje. We have no inner incentive to progress. Kithi asinayo le mpokophelelo ukuthi sifuna ukubona izwe lakithi, sizwe sakithi sikuphi, ayikho leyo nto kithi. Singabantu abakhohlwa kalula basiphilele manje. Yehlukanisa ukuthi abafani nabase-Europe. Ngakho-ke uma nizobenzela imithetho kufuneka nibabhekisise ukuthi bangabantu abanjani. Yingakho-ke uma ubheka ama-structures apartheid uwabuka nje wonke, ukwakhiwa kwamalokishi, imfundo, zikole, yafitha yaba perfect kubantu. Namhlanje sifunctiona kuleso simo ngoba vele yakhiwa ngokuthi bayasiqonda ukuthi singabantu abanjani. Ama-politicians asebenzisa same strategy esasetshenziswa i-apartheid system ukuze dominate abantu. Bafike bathatha ama-frustrations wethu bawenza campaigning tool. Ama-political parties are aware ukuthi abantu base-South Africa ba-frustrated. Ziningi izinto eziba-frustrate-ayo. Eyokuqala nje unemployment, ungasebenzi kwabantu, izinga liphezulu. Njengoba kunalezi zinto ezikhona ko-Iran nakuphi zi-affecta i-price ka-petrol. Njengoba kukhuphuka upetrol kuzokhuphuka ukudla, yonke impilo yomuntu izobiza. Ngaleso sikhathi abantu base-South Africa be-frustrated bese kuba udaba lama-illegal immigrants. Ngaleso sikhathi-ke lolu daba lolu ba-frustrate abantu bese ama-politicians ekwazi ukukhuluma nabantu based on ama-emotions wabo, kodwa hhayi ngoba kuziwa neyisombululo ezizoxazulula le nkinga ukuziphele. Ngithe ngokwedlule uma ngikhuluma bangisola abanye. Inkinga yethu thina njengabantu base-South Africa akuwona ama-foreigners. Yebo, kune-contribution anayo ama-foreigners ey'mpilweni zethu, kodwa uma singakhuluma iqiniso, iy'bhedlela zakithi la e-South Africa zi-understaff. Ngaze ngenza umzekelo ngami ngathi njengoba bengithola i-car accident, ngifike mina esibhedlela ubusuku bonke odokotela bebebabili, isibhedlela sisikhulu. Kufuneka udokotela athende labantu okuthiwa bangama-emergency. Uma ngiyoqhaqha iy'tishi, ngifike ekliniki mina kusebenza onesi abawu-4. Kukhona iy'ngane, khona abantu abanama-chronic illnesses, khona abantu abezokwenzani, khona uhlala usuku lonke uma uye ekliniki uzitshele nje ukuthi uma ngiphume ngo-8 endlini, ufuna uphume endlini ngo-6, nakhona uzoze ubuye ngo-11. Ufika kusemnyama kungakavuli, uhlalela ukuba phambili, uze ubuye late ngoba kushoda istaff. Ngathi ukushoda kwestaff yingoba i-department is underfunded, ayinikezwe imali ukuze kwaze kuqashwe odokotela. Kunama-graduate, nifundisile njengabazali, nafundisa thina saya ey'koleni kwaba khona abafundi baba ngama-graduate, odokotela abasebenzi. Akusiwona ama-foreigners was underfunded leya department. Sinemigwaqo yethu engalungiswa, kunama-potholes. Akuwona ama-foreigners angalungisa imigwaqo. Ngathi uma ubuka iy'kole esikuzo akwakhiwa iy'kole ezintsha. Zingakhiwa iy'kole ezintsha, othisha abasebenzi, yethi ama-class okufunda kwey'ngane they are crowded. Zonke lezo y'nkinga lezo zikhandwa uhulumeni wethu, zikhandwa ama-politicians. South Africa iproduce nix, asimanufacture nix. Kuyihlazo ukuthi thina si-importa ngisho i-toothpick, loluthi lokuvungula amazinyo, silisusa ezweni la ngaphandle sililethe la. Kuyihlazo, then expect ukuthi i-economy yethu izokhula, whereas as-produce nix. We don't industrialize. Uhulumeni afuneka industrialize lapha, akenzi lutho. Uthe ey'nkingeni zethu sifuna i-scapegoat. Asifuni ukubhekana neqiniso linjengoba linjalo. Inkinga yethu enkulu ileyo. Ngonyaka ophelile e-KZN babefuna amaphoyisa awu-25,000. Kodwa ngenxa ye-budget kwagcina kurecruitwe amaphoyisa awu-19,000. Ngikhuluma nge-KZN kuphela, angakhulumi ngawo wonke ama-provinces. Kwagcina kurecruitwe amaphoyisa awu-19,000. Akuwona ama-foreigners adale lokho, kodwa ama-politician, kodwa abaphathi. Into enhle ngabo, they can play into our emotions. Bayazi ukuthi yini into afuneka bayisho kithi, bese siyavumelana nabo. Noma yiphi politician efuna ukuba popular, ithandwe ngabantu manje, funa ibe against ama-foreigners, iyazi ukuthi lento i-frustration kubantu base-South Africa, ngakho-ke izothola i-support. Kunama-video 2 engifuna ukuwafaka la. Eyokuqala enhle, ukhuluma izinto ey'balulekile kakhulu. Bengibheke uTikTok, ukhuluma izinto ey'baluleke kakhulu. Eyesibili kaSihle Lonzi, aye futhi ukhuluma izinto ey'baluleke kakhulu. Ngathi ngokudlula emasikhuluma nge-NSFAS, ngathi yazi uma kungalunga le y'nkinga zilunge kula ma-student afunda manje, lawa azongena ema-university ngonyaka ozayo ayothola isimo sesingcono. Ngathi ibhili eproposwe i-EFF eParliament ethi uhulumeni akashaya umthetho ukuthi ama-student akoloda ama-university awanikezwa ama-qualification wawo, akwazi ukuthi afune umsebenzi, bese kwakhiwa uhlelo lokuthi babhadale back ama-university, ngoba u-university ukubamba kwayo i-qualification yalowo muntu loyo, whether i-diploma or i-degree, ngoba ekweleta e-university akuyisizi i-university, akumsizi kwayena lo, ngoba akakwazi uku-aplya ngesitifiketi sakhe athi nayi i-qualification enginayo, bese kwakhe uhlelo ukuthi ukhokha kanjani. Angeke niyi-support ngoba yi-EFF, kodwa anibuki ukuthi lento ayizosiza i-EFF kuphela, izobhenefitha umuntu omusha wase-South Africa nofundayo, ngoba vele siphilela imanje njengabantu base-South Africa. Washo uyanismart, cela uzwe la.
Thank you, Chair. When the Khoi fought against Dutch colonial settlement between 1659 and 1660, in the first Khoi Dutch War, what has come to be called the Cape Peninsula War, the freedom they had in mind was rooted in land and sovereignty. When Makhanda Kanxele led the 1819 campaign during the Fifth Frontier War, their struggle was for land and self-determination. When King Intsaka Kawota was killed during the Sixth Frontier War, the demands were land, dignity, African sovereignty, and control over ancestral territories. When King Moshoeshoe I led the Basotho people to victory against British forces during the Battle of Berea, the vision was land and independence. When Bambata led the Bambata Rebellion in 1906, it was a fight for land and rejecting colonial taxation systems that sought to control African life and labor. When King Sekhukhune I resisted during the Sekhukhune Wars in 1876 and 1879, it was a struggle for land, labor, and sovereignty against both Boer and British imperialist expansion. When King Makhado of Singo dynasty, also known as the Lion of the North, resisted Boer encroachment in the northern Transvaal, the resistance was about land and sovereignty. We can even go to Witbooi, the chief of Ecowisan people in what is today called Namibia. He too led resistance in the Nama-German wars, resisting colonial occupation and land dispossession. So the question we must ask ourselves, House Chair, did Walter Sisulu organize underground resistance so that our people would die waiting for RDP houses? Did Nelson Mandela enjoy imprisonment so that clinics in our townships would remain under-resourced and hospitals overwhelmed? Did Chris Hani sacrifice his life so that graduates in South Africa would hold their qualifications without opportunity because there are no jobs? Did Albertina Sisulu carry communities through hardship so that Kailicha, Alexander, Sishiko, Umlazi would still be defined by informal settlements and lack of basic needs decades after liberation? Did Winnie Mandela suffer at the hands of brutal apartheid security forces so that basic services like water, like electricity, would remain distant to our people? Did Lillian Ngoyi lead the 1956 Women's March against past laws for the economy and wealth of our country to be controlled by the same minority she fought against? Chairperson, when Oliver Tambo carried the struggle into exile in Lusaka, Dar es Salaam, Maputo, he did not only find refuge but solidarity. This is precisely because the struggle of South Africa was never isolated from the continent. Today, the real and genuine frustrations of our people are being redirected. Redirected against those who own the land, redirected against those who control the economy, who control the businesses and the factories that must employ. Today, those who shout the loudest about immigration, especially on the eve of elections, do so not to solve the fundamental problems, but to escape the real questions. Who owns the land in South Africa? Who controls the mineral wealth in South Africa? And who benefits from this economy? While our people are being made to fight each other, the structure of inequality remains unchanged and it remains untouched. Unemployment in South Africa is structural. It is as a result of the economy that has never transformed. So if we allow the opportunists, the regionalists, the hustlers, the tribalists, and the scammers to reduce this history to fear of one another, we would be betraying this history. Our struggle was never against people. Our struggle has always and will always be against systems of dispossession. It was meant to return the land to the people. It was meant to ensure that the wealth beneath our soil benefits the majority. It was meant to restore dignity, not in speeches and slogans, but in the daily lives of our people. Real freedom must confront unemployment. Real freedom must confront the ownership patterns of land in South Africa, and real freedom must confront and unlock the mineral wealth to benefit all. This is why we're inviting all young people in South Africa to register to vote, so that come the 4th of November 2026, we're going to be able to attain real freedom in South Africa, because the political settlement that the ANC gave us in 1994 has not been able to translate into real changes in the ordinary lived experiences of our people. So political freedom without economic freedom is meaningless. And if the future, if the youth of this country is serious about getting jobs, if they are serious about getting services in our TVET colleges and our universities, if they are serious about getting schools in the most distant and rural areas, we are calling on all of you. If you are a young person and you are serious about the future of this country, register to vote so that we can fight for the real freedom on the 4th of November, which is economic freedom. Thank you very much, Chair.
Thank you, Honourable Member.
4 November sobe sivota kuma local government elections. Sinethuba lokuvotela abantu abangalethi inguquko eindaweni esihlala kuzo. Futhi sinethuba lokuhlala singavoti. Kuza ngokuthi sikhathale kangakanani indawo esihlala kuzo. Ama local government elections suke sivotela abantu abazosebenzela thina ngqo. Ngoba sikhuluma ngamameya, amakhansela. Sikhuluma ngabantu lapha okuyibona afuneka balethi idingo nqangi zethu kithi. Masingenawo amanzi, uma ngabe kunama-pothole, uma kune-sewage eqhumile, kufuneke ubabona abantu aba-active abenza sure ukuthi udoti umqonyo uyathathwa njalo ngeviki, ngoba baseduze nomphakathi. Funa sivotela abantu esibaziyo. Funeka sazi ukuthi uma ngabe besikuvotele wangadeliver, iphathi yakho ngesiyivotele ngokuzayo, ukuze nama-politician ezokwazi ukuthi you don't mess with abantu base-South Africa ngoba bazokuphanisha. Kodwa-ke uma sisenje, bazodlala ngathi. Kukithi kufuneka sizikhethele thina. Eqinisweni lilonke angeke sikwazi ukuphila ezweni elingena leader. Noma kuphi, ngisho nasemakhaya, ngiyangenza example ngamakhaya ngoba into eseduze nathi. Kukhona ufuna kube khona oyinhloko yekhaya. Bese beyalandela bonke abantu. Kufanele izwe libe nama leader ukuze liye phambili. Ngiyangiphatheke kabi mangibuka abantu bakwaZulu Natal, thi ngikhulume ngabo ngoba yibona engibaziyo. Banomhlaba kwaZulu Natal. Bawushiyile bagxishe la emkhukhwini nasema hostel. Into abayenza kangcono ukudlala iCasino nomlabalaba. Asilalele nangu enhle bese ngiyayivala ivideo.
Nani ngithemba ukuthi niphilile. Ngisakuyo le borderless Africa. There is a lot of things as Africans that we want and we envy when we see on other Africans. Bese siyayifuna. Yes, right now in my mind I'm busy entertaining the idea yokuthi can South Africans actually handle an Abraham Traore as a leader? Can they handle being general workers? Basebenze nje. Babe semasimini, bakhe imigwaqo, actually build the infrastructure ezobathuthukusa, bakhe izindlu ezizolala abantwana babo. Can South Africans handle and actually rally behind a leader like Abraham Traore? Because most of the time we romanticize lento yama leaders are progressive, not knowing what kind of sacrifice it would take for us to actually be in that position. Singawashiya yini amazipho ethu nezinwele zethu ezinhle ekhanda siqoka umfaniswane sakhe izwe lethu. The current state of izwe lika Nakuzana, lika Traore, it's reminding me of China, the things that China had to do in order for them to come out of imperial powers. Because one thing ngalela azofanele we understand ukuthi they were paying tax, they were under imperialism France for years. Yabona nje uRamaphosa yolanda imali kwe-IMF ebhenke lela. I-IMF iyas-owner. Uyazi ukuthi there's not enough gold underneath us that can cover izikweletu zethu eseyikhandwe ilo mongameli lapha yakwa-IMF. But akusho ukuthi ngeke ikhaveke. Izinto engakhava lezo zikweletu ilabor yethu, industrialization yethu, ukuzakhela thina izinto, ukungaphumi kwama-resources, ukungalandi into esuke isi-perfect, ukulanda izinto siyi-refine la ekhaya, ukulanda i-rice lilungiswe ligezwe la ekhaya. The same model eyenziwe ubani u-Abraham Traore. Because one thing loya bhuti ayenzile is that he studied that models that worked. But another thing ayenzile, angazi ukuthi futhi uyenze kanjani, waba conscientize abantu bakhe ukuthi kofanele bebe omadakeni, bebe odaka boy bonke in order for them to achieve lelizwe. Kofanele bebe omadakeni, bekhohlwe amafoni amahle, bakhohlwe izinto ezimnandi, bakhohlwe umswenkisana, bakhohlwe igucci in order for them to get on the ground. South Africans ngakhala ekseni athi incindezelo, i-dictatorship, akhale because why? We are so addicted to lo msangano lo, to this frivolous life, to this fake life. We are so addicted, and all of us are scrambling, hoping ukuthi one day we'll ever get to the top. Lapha yiki top, lapha ku top kugcwele onxiwa, kugcwele abelungu, and ngeke basivulele. So lokho nje sidle wona ama crumbs avela kubo. But I have this thing, and ukuthi angithi imagine ke njengoba iNakuzana uAbraham eselakhe kanje izwe lakhe esurvive ama assassination attempts, isizwe sakhe fanele sithi methi left sithi yebo baba, methi right sithi yebo baba. Yini na, he's got their best interested heart, ngoba ukuze izinto zenzeke fanele kube nomholi o strong futhi ozothi umethi left zishone khona, zithi right zishone khona. Uyazi ukuthi uBurkina Faso uindustrializer to an extent yokuthi bagrowa, umnotho wabo growa exponentially every day. Because why? African countries have natural resources, and African countries have hard-working people. Nathi South Africa we have that capacity, but into ebengifuna ukuyeza ukuthi sebe industrialize to the point yokuthi umgwaqo uqedwa ngalelo langa. Qalwa manje kuseni bafaka umgubane omunye ulandela ngetiyela bayawugandayo bayawuqeda same time. Iziboshwa zakhona ifakwe emasimini ziyasebenza, umugangile uyasebenza, usebenzela umphakathi. Hayi le system yokuthi iziboshwa zondliwa uwe futhi wena mkhokhwentela okungasiza umuntu. But what I'm trying to say is, imagine ke selenzile lonke lo umsebenzi ezweni lakhe ese compromiseile, ngoba nanti one thing yenziwa ama South Africans ukuthi a compromise ngo1994 bese kuba khona othi I know vulana amabhoda lapha eBurkina Faso. I don't know if I'm getting the country right. Vulana amabhoda Abraham in order for South African countries to survive. Lapho uyena obevika inhlamvu yedwa. Uyena obevika inhlamvu yedwa. Uyena nje yabona right now iFrance angazi mangaka amatulo okuqumba lo yababa phansi. Iphelelo ulayini iFrance iyamcinga up and down, imcinga high and low. You understand? And icinga ngisho kuba comrade yaseduze wakhe vele ukuthi ubani ozosiqumbela le ndoda phansi. You understand? Eselwe kangaka ke bese nithini na, I know, let's have a borderless Africa. Burkina Faso, open your borders there. We must unite. Belwele bodwa. Be-industrialize bodwa. Besebenze bodwa emagroundini balwa bodwa. I'm not saying ukuthi South Africa did it all on their own, but iqiniso lithi abantu bakithi ababefa, igazi labantu bakithi lelichitheka. Igazi labe lelichitheka. Ithini sa compromise? Njengoba namuhla siyakhala kodwa ithini sa compromise? Can you imagine a state where that country ke isilwe kangaka abantu bakhona bededele ogucci ngoba lapha gqoka uniform? And umuntu obabuka uyabadabukela, but they are industrializing. Ne-China yayigqoka i-uniform mhla ifuna ukuba neNakuzana ukuba nekusasa elibright. Yayingaphathi yayingekho flash, bavuma ubuyela back to basics ukuthi uma ulala udlile ndoda uvuke kuseni uyosebenza. I understand. Bese kuba khona umuntu ozothi no, Abraham, you're being anti-African, uvula ibhoda. Ucanti yahlanya. Into engakudubula yona, engakudubula unye. Akadlali ke lo yabhuti futhi aka compromise ukulahla phansi manje mbuze lapha yana kuNakuzana kuma French And then there's someone else that no, but then we are one people. Abantu base Burkina Faso right now, iGucci, bagcine kuyibona ngazi nakhona mhlambe ku TV. They are working. And in South Africa right now, kufanele ngabe ithini esigqoka umfaniswane sisebenzele izwe lethu si-industrialize. Uyabona njengoba nje ama-truck esewubolisile umgwaqo R34 aqhamuka le eMpumalanga ebheke le Richards Bay enzansi ayolahla ilahle namagoli negolide nayo yonke into yethu nama-airport lawa abelungu ahambisa amagolide ngomkhoshosho, but ngisho nje ilahle elibheke Richards Bay lenzansi kule ya Deep Harbour liyokhipha ilahle South Africa. uAbraham ubezothi khathi indaba lelo lahle, hayi nikhale South Africa ucorrupt uAbraham corrupt sizodlani ngoba uNkulunkulu wami we are not ready for the kind of revolution ufanele sibe nayo as South Africans. We are not ready. Asikho ready kulala emahlathini, asikho ready kulwela izwe lethu. Because why? Because we're addicted. Ngathi sajovwa ngama iPhone, sajovwa nge luxury life, sajovwa ngezinto ezinice, sajovwa, we're addicted. Kufanele sivume ukuthi sama zombies system. But akusho ukuthi lokho angiyiboni inhlansi phakathi kwenu. Bakhona lokho uthi chwaychwayi. Inkinga yini na imvelo iyala. Something in you is refusing to live la. Impilo yonke nje obinxaka nje, you guys are refusing to live in this state. And uma senixakekile yabona, when you guys are drowning in petrol, drowning in telecom, in Eskom bills, drowning in everything. Ngobona ngane emgwaqweni, ngobona ngane senihlanyana amaphara. Khona ngifonela lo ngiphazamisana iba right lapho. Ngihleli ngenicabanga.
Iviki eliphelile uma besikhuluma ngeAfrican Unity nengxoxo ezenzeka ngo1961 nango1963. Uthe omunye ayenzeki abantu bafuna ukuhlangana la eSouth Africa. Kodwa kule article ithi the relationship between Burkina Faso, Niger and Mali has evolved in a formal confederation known as the Alliance of Sahel States, AES. As of May 2026, this partnership has fundamentally reshaped the geopolitics of West Africa, moving from a security pact to a deeper political and economic union. Following military coups in all three nations between 2020 and 2023, these countries distanced themselves from traditional Western allies, especially France, and the regional bloc ECOWAS. Ifunda le article atuyibona ngoba ngifuna ukukuvezela ukuthi there is unity la eAfrica. Iyahlangana kancane kodwa ukuthi formal kuyaboniswana ukuthi kuzosetshenziswana kanjani, kuzobanjiswana kanjani ukuze bakhule njengoba bechaza. Ikhona unity la eAfrica. Emavikini aphelile iBotswana isayine agreement neZimbabwe. Umuntu waseZimbabwe maye eBotswana akeze ukudinga ipassport, uzodinga iID yakhe ukuthi angene eBotswana ngoba there is unity. iAfrica kufanele ifike esigabeni la izokwazi ukutrade khona yodwa, ukwazi ukuthi makunento eseBurkina Faso esingenayo eSouth Africa kukwazi ukuhebelana. Kodwa lokho kuyokwenzeka uma kungakwazi ukuxazulula izivumelwano zango1884 ezathathwe eBerlin. Angeke ngayichaza ke leyo, kodwa nje ngifuna ukukuvezela ukuthi kuyonke into oyilalelayo ngalaleli ngama emotions. Bhekisisa ngoba uzozwa abantu bethi ayikho iunity eAfrica. Nanka amazwi awu3 kade ngikufundela ngawo. Kutshela ngento yangasemavikini aphelile, and Google is your friend.
While borders separate jurisdictions, our communities and even our wildlife continue to move freely. We are one people. In this regard, we must move decisively to ease the movement of people, goods and services. I propose a phased framework for the use of national identity documents in place of passports, beginning with border communities and short-term travel.
We've committed ourselves to the use of national ID cards going forward to facilitate and ease this movement. I've also shared with the Commission that in Botswana we are looking at the introduction of a cryptographic national ID card, which will obviate the need to carry the card around. You can have the details on your smartphone, and wherever you go, you basically just tap on the go. And we are in the process of deploying the requisite technology to achieve.
News from our continent now. The presidents of Zimbabwe and Botswana have agreed to the free movement of their citizens. So people travelling between Zimbabwe and Botswana no longer need to use passports. A national from both countries can spend up to 90 days per year in the other country without using a passport or work visa or permit. They only need IDs to cross the border. Botswana signed a similar agreement with Namibia earlier.
Noma ubanike obethi iAfrica ayi-unite and iAfrica ifuna uku-unite eSouth Africa akulona iqiniso. Sengikubalela amazwe awu-5 sekungenele 6 amazwe ase-Africa ayahlangana ngoba ayazi ukuthi kubalulekile ukuthi abantu ba-trade with one another. Futhi le strategy sabo abashoyo uthi lo waseZimbabwe owaseBotswana kuyena ophethe indaba ze-immigration angazi nomphethe home affairs na uthi lento izoyinqanda ukuthi bangabi nabo abantu abangama-illegal immigrants ngoba umuntu uzosebenzisa i-ID yakhe phandle ke makuthiwa lo muntu akekho documented kusuka ezweni lakubo. Uma ke kwenzeka sekunesivumelwano esinje kutholakala ukuthi ungena ngokukho semthethweni funa athathele inyathelo ngoba uma isigebengu esaziwayo kulula ukuthi asondele border ya khona ke kuyazana ukuthi kuhlanganiswe ayikho ke system eperfect izoba namaphutha nayo kodwa ngizama ukuvezela nje ukuthi Africans are uniting ilokho nje bengifuna ukusho ngokufaka lamavideo ngenzela le statement esithi why kuzo-unite eSouth Africa akulona iqiniso lelo amazwe aya-unite. South Africa sinama-frustrations ngenxa yabantu abangenela ngokungekho semthethweni ne-government yethu enga-enforce ama-laws wayo. Nansi inkinga esinayo lokho nje kuphela.